was 8 years ago when I decided to make a film about this story. It's a very old story. It's a story 40 years old, murder of the young lady. It was happened in 1976, and this case is still alive in our society. It's very popular. It's I think it's a public case, and there are many unknown places and unknown points in this case. So I decided to make a film not just about this case, but about my society as well. And it took me 8 years of my life, and 8 years, yeah. And I followed the witnesses, I followed the people who were sentenced in this case. I followed investigators, judges, and so on. So I started to think about it like about a stylistic documentary, because I am the friend of the scripting documentary. So I invented this film like a documentary tragedy about the right of justice. And then, in fact, it was completely changed because of the people, because of the protagonists. It was very difficult to find a way to them. Many of them disagree with the shooting of the film. And my only one solution was to make like in journalistic style, like investigative reportage. So it's a feature reportage. My work is just to ask the questions about this case. I am not a judge, I am not a policeman, I am just a documentary filmmaker. And what happened in these 40 years and what has happened, because it's still alive. I think it's very important to have answers for society hygiene in my country. And it's like a universal story about the crime and punishment, about the metaphysical of being or existence. So that's the reason. Justice and society, it's one body, I think. So I think it's very important, because it's many differences between the law and justice. And you can make injustice and you do law. And I think it is the case of this story, that I think and I feel that in this story was violated human rights. And it is very difficult for many judges. Many journalists asked them the questions, and they didn't respond. They still didn't respond. And they are still active in Slovak political scene and in Slovak political life or society life. So it's my caution about it, about this problem. It's my opinion. I think so. Yeah, I think that in every society can happen, unfortunately, the story like this. But it depends of a system. It depends how the society can solve it. It's many cases everywhere, in France, in Germany, in the United States, but in Romania as well. So I think that it depends how the society can reclean itself And in Slovakia, for example, it has taken 40 years and it still doesn't solve. I think that documentary is still cinematography, is a film, is the art. And the art can be more or less influence of society or regime, dictatorship or something. But what is important, I think that it is the way of the questioning or asking the question. And it is about the viewers, it is about the audience. When the audience asks me the questions, what we can do with it, I very often answer like, think about it. That is the way of the change and the seed of the change. I don't know nothing about documentary industry. You know, I'm kind of solitaire. I am the man who is, my every life I make work for myself and with my convictions that I do it, so I do my best. And in Slovakia, for example, because I can tell only about my country, we have good conditions to make this kind of documentary with the political issues or focusing to politicians and to political problems or society problems, because we have independent funding there in Audiovisual Fund of Slovak Republic and a little bit from Slovak television and of course from Czech TV. Czech TV is a very important partner for co-financing and co-producing the films. And I don't know nothing about documentary industry, but I feel that it's very important, such these kind of festivals, to meet the people, to asking the questions, talking about topics, about the problems of the different countries. And then we can see that the problems are universal, that it can be or it can happen everywhere and every time.